Welcome to Music and Medicine. We're here live at the Jefferson Crenshaw Healthcare Center. It's part of the Watts Healthcare Organization. And we're here just out in the community celebrating. And look who I ran into, Kathleen Bradley here, my co-host.
We ran into, right. He threatened me.
We were jogging.
We were jogging.
It was a small guy.
We came to get our blood pressure checked and get our medication refilled.
Exactly. And look where we are.
Yes.
And delighted to be joined by Phillip Brandon, great musician, vocalist, formerly with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and performed with a lot of great shows. And then most recently, I know you're at the Catalina Jazz Club and did a phenomenal performance, kind of launching your recent album. So talk to us about how you got into music and how you just chose this genre in particular.
First of all, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. So I come from everybody always says, "Oh, I come from a musical family," but I actually did. My mother sang and toured with Ray Charles as a Raylette. And so music was kind of always in the household. It was in me. My father also, even though he wasn't a singer, he was just a music lover. I always called him like the Shazam before, like if you played something on a record or the radio, he would tell you exactly who it was and when it was recorded. Jazz, all of that jazz. So I always say that I kind of was born later than where I lived musically, because I've always loved just song stylists and growing up, my first record my parents gave me was Ashford and Simpson's "Solid as a Rock," the 45.
Oh, wow.
So the funny part about that is like that's kind of what fed my love for this particular genre and being in this style of music.
Yeah.
So that is so unique. How about when you were in school? Did you ever have the opportunity to get in on any of the plays or musicals or things of that nature? I'm sure you probably got in there, just tore them up, and everybody was like, "Oh,
So I went to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and though my degree's in marketing, though. So, but
marketing business.
Yeah, you have to market your music. But the cool thing was, while I was there, I sang with the Glee Club, which is the official, ambassadors of the school. They gave me a partial scholarship. With that scholarship, required us to tour every spring. And so that's kind of what got the juices going. Like, oh wait, we can, people bring you to different cities, and you get a chance to sing, and you get a chance to just do that. So that's really where that started. And of course I did some theater and everything and while I was in school, but really singing that's where that all started.
And there's nothing like performing in front of a live audience.
Puts it to the test.
I've done that pretty much all of my life when I was, younger, even in school and the plays and having people come in to see the theater, whatever I was doing. And then my latter years with the Love Machine, traveling to Europe and opening in front of so many different big artists and having large crowds and audiences. And then, even being on The Price is Right, a live audience, to me, I think it's just so sensational, and it gives you a different kind of rush as opposed to maybe doing a TV show or a movie or something like that. When you still have to perform, it gives you such, the feedback you get. Want you to give more.
Yeah, I always call it like that. It's like you get that instant gratification.
Yes.
Like, you get it instantly. Like sometimes when you're filming and I love film and TV, but you film it, you tape it, and then you see what the audience is like later on. When you're doing theater or live performance or anything, you do that, and it's instantaneous, and it gives you kind of like a rush of like, oh man, this is cool. Let me keep doing it.
It's addicting. It really is. It's like, wow, I do miss it though, but I'm sure you're still doing it and getting rave reviews, I hear. And at Catalina Jazz Club, it's really a wonderful, nice little dinner there. People can go. And are you going to be performing there again soon or anytime?
So probably either later this year or early part of next year, because we just did a show there on the 29th of May And I mean, just such great feedback. I love the room. It sounds
is.
amazing.
Yes,
The
acoustic.
food is great. They're celebrating 37 years, and there's not very
Mm.
many venues like that left,
Sure.
unfortunately.
You would think we're plugging it. We're not.
Well, I know. I was like, I just
It's a
thought about
great-
that. I'm like,
but
it's
it's
just a great place to
it is,
go.
and we need, and the vibrato, we need
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
of that,
vibrato.
and for people to go out,
Yeah.
because I think it's a great date. It's great music to meet
Yeah.
artists you didn't know. But I want to be honest. When I had heard about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I didn't know there were any of us there, and I always think about Christmas. So
Yes.
talk to me about how that opportunity came.
Okay, so I've been with them. This is going to be my 15th season touring with them this year coming up. So I know, I'm just like, wow, it's incredible. Back in 07, 08, so I was doing a production of The Lion King out in Hong Kong.
Mm.
And so back then, we had cell phones, but you didn't have the worldwide thing. You just kind of like would turn your phone off, get a new phone. So my phone was off, and I would check my voicemail once every couple weeks or a month or whatever. And I got this call from someone saying, "Hey, I have this, this rock group that's interested in you." So immediately I thought it was spam.
Right.
It was a
Right.
rock group, of
right,
course it's
right.
spam. And so then, I checked it. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, So then the next week I check it and get another call. Hey, we're just following up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I finally reach out, and it's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and it was, back in 07, that YouTube was still fairly new as well, but I put up a clip of me doing, playing Scar in The Lion King in Hong Kong, and they saw that clip, and that's what made them reach out to me.
Right.
And so since then, I started with them as a singer, and then that kind of transitioned into being the narrator, the storyteller, because it's like a big rock opera.
Right.
And so I come out and I tell a story. I'm the only actor on the gig. So I come out, I tell the story, and then someone comes and plays the music, or sings a song, or whatever the case is. So it's a spectacle. It's so cool. And they've been around for 25 years,
Right.
doing full sold out arena tours. And it's a treat.
I know. I see and hear you saying this, and I'm sure everything that has transpired in your life has been a stepping stone to the career probably that you wanted. Maybe go out, obviously, to be a solo artist. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So I see myself doing more. I see myself getting on the road more with my music, because I stay on the road quite frequently, either with theater or doing with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And a lot of times people are like, hey, when are you going to come do your songs here?
Right.
And about 10 years ago, I did a tour, like a regional tour. So we did Vegas, we did Arizona, we did San Diego, and we got some really good feedback during that tour, because people were just like, thank goodness you're actually coming out here to, with your stuff. We want to see your music. And so that's where I say 2024 is kind of the year of me setting the foundation for that, so that I can, in 2025, we'll plan on hitting the road again, doing some more dates with my own music. But moving forward, I want to do more of that, kind of telling my own story. I'm a storyteller, but I love telling my own story.
Can you see yourself maybe? And I haven't heard you sing, unfortunately, but I'm sure you have a fabulous voice. And I have a friend, Stogie Kenyatta. He does, and he's done all of his life the story of oh my God, I'm gonna dumb attack. Who he portrays. A very famous figure back in historical figure. I cannot think of it right now. I can see you with your music doing something of that nature as an artist, or somebody portray it and sing the song and show and portray their lifestyle and in a musical, and it would take you on your own as a one-man show. The Stogie is doing that. I'm going to think of the name before
I gotta hear about it.
Because I can see you doing that, maybe like a Barry White or something. I don't know if you have that low voice, but I can see there's some artists that you can relate to and portray that. You should think about doing that.
That would be cool. I'm doing my own music, but
Paul Robeson. He does Paul Robeson. He's been doing that for like 25 years. That's all he does. He goes to colleges and different things of that. And I know you reminded me so much of a historical figure, a person whose life story could be told through song and through you doing a monologue and singing and bringing the whole thing together. I mean, that could be a whole career for you. I'm telling you, he's been doing that one Paul Robeson all of his days on pretty much his life.
That's amazing.
You need to think about that. You can
Thank
do.
you for
I have
that.
feeling. I know you can do that. If you're playing Scar and doing all that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
doing,
that's
and holding it down on stage with other people behind you,
Yeah.
you're destined for greatness. I feel it.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
do it.
Man,
Think
I
about it.
received that.
That's good, yeah.
Absolutely.
Think about
Sowing
that.
good seeds.
That's a great idea. Now you're gonna have my.
Yep.
I look like the rest of them. I'm gonna be like, oh, who can I
Yeah.
betray?
Yeah, you can. Think,
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
I want to spill the beans on some of the collaborations because I know you worked with Gerald Albright. Just talk to us about some of the songs, so we don't have to maybe cover all of them, but they are going to get to hear a bit with this album.
Hear that.
So, I think that stepping into this space, this will be my third studio project.
Right.
Stepping into this space, I said, what can I do that's different than what I've done before? Because, that's different, And so I said, well, what I can do now is if I have an idea, I can at least ask, I can go after it, right? So I had this idea. So back in 2018, I got the opportunity to open up for the Manhattan Transfer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And after I saw the set, I got a chance to watch their show, and they did this song that was very familiar to me, but that I wasn't sure that it was their song, but it was mystery, right? And so they originally recorded it in 1983. Then you had Anita Baker did her version in 1986. And so when I heard that song, I said, "Oh, that would be so cool because I'm a bass baritone, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if a bass singer came and did this song, And so that was back in 2018. So I had that idea. So then we had, everything that went on between 2020 and 21 and all that stuff. And so I said, well, you know what? Let me just shoot my shot. So I just reached out and he got back to me and said, I would be happy to do this for you. So we got a chance to record. Gerald Albright is playing on Mystery.
I think 9 Grammy nominations.
I mean, yeah, and just he's just a legend. Like it was the funniest thing for me was me revering him so much, and then him saying, "Hey, how was that? Did you have any notes for me?" And I'm like, "Do I have any notes for you? Do you have any for me? Like, what are you asking me for?" I know. I'm like, I'm just thankful that you said yes. So, and I think we really did, and that was also my first time producing. Right. So everything about that, the track Mystery, the idea of the arrangement and everything was my first time giving a go at that. So I'm really, really proud of that, and really proud of the entire album. So what we're going to do is we're releasing an EP in October, and then next year we're going to release a full length LP. And so what we're doing, just getting the content out there, and being very, strategic with how I want to tell my story. So
create that buzz.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Where can we find you and the name of the album?
Shameless plug. So the name of the album is called Deja Vu.
Yes.
And we can find me on all the social media. It's at Phillip Brandon and the number 2, and that's Phillip has 2 L's. You can also find me on my website at phillipbrandon.com.
Sure. An amazing personality, an amazing person that just is so warm. And we've got to give a big shout out to Desiree Benson, who brought us together.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
also, he'll play a role also with Gerald Albright's involvement.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible as a person and always brings great people into our midst. And you just exude it. You're always warm. You're always friendly. You're always taking pictures of everybody and posting and really helping to promote not only your work, but people who get to work with you. So a pleasure to catch up again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this very much.
Sure.